Hello and welcome back to another episode of Joe's Knows NFL Sports here. This is our Week 11 episode. Cannot believe it's already Week 11. We got a great slate of talking points for you guys today. But of course, my name is Rich Zangara, here with Dom Urbafina, Giacomo Imperiale, and Matt Freeman. Jumping in though, we have our Week 10 2-minute drill. So as always, 2-minute countdown. Going through all the games of Week 10. We have four guys, so if you don't got anything to say, don't say it. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Bengals, Ravens.
Ravens are going to win the North.
Lamar.
Giants, Panthers.
Giants got to start the rebuild.
Both teams suck.
Yeah.
Congrats, Bryce Young. Broncos, Chiefs.
Bo Nix is actually very good.
Chiefs are lucky.
Broncos underrated.
Yeah, I think Knicks is very fun to watch. Steelers, Commies.
Best defense in the league.
Steelers are the best in the league.
Steelers are legit.
Russell Wilson, aura, question mark. Vikings, Jags.
Vikings are frauds.
Both teams suck.
Sam Darnold sucks.
Falcons, Saints.
They both stink.
Bijan, best running back in the league besides Saquon.
Think Valdez-Scantling's the new Rashid Shaheed. 49ers, Bucks.
49ers got to figure it out.
Niners might be frauds.
DMC looked slow. He looked kind of bad to me. Bills, Colts.
Bills are the best team in the AFC.
That's outrageous.
Outrageous for sure.
Start AR at this point. Patriots, Bears.
Drake May is really good at football.
Caleb Williams needs to develop.
Hopefully OC is better.
Eberflus, again, leave. Chargers, Titans.
Titans are cooked. Chargers are good.
Titans are embarrassing.
Chargers are solid.
Herbert is nice with it. Eagles, Cowboys.
Eagles are not the greatest team in the world, but they're the best team in the NFC East.
The Eagles are legit.
Eagles legit for sure.
Cowboys, dead. Jets, Cardinals.
Jets are terrible. Cardinals might be good.
Cardinals underrated.
Mid.
Jets are also dead. Cardinals, mid. Lions, Texans.
Lions are the best team in the NFC, not even close.
They're the best team in the NFL.
Best team in the NFC.
NFC, I think they'll get to the Super Bowl. Final game of the night, 10 seconds left. Dolphins, Rams.
The offense is legit when Tua is healthy.
Offense for Dolphins looks terrible.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that one.
Boom. And that is 2 minutes down. Another good 2-minute drill. 4 guys this time. Impressive. Do we have any last talking points on Week 10 before we move on?
I mean, I think Guac's claim with the – I don't want to get into it too much, but I think Guac's claim with the Bills being the best team in the AFC, I think, is a little bit outrageous. They haven't really played anybody of much importance so far. I mean, they played the Texans when they had half their team in the hospital, but other than that, there's really not a lot to fall in love with right now based on who they played.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a Ravens guy. I never have been, never will be. Lamar chokes in the playoffs. Also, the Bills have looked unbelievable. I get they haven't played a lot of comp. I think that they're going to dog walk the Chiefs this week. Chiefs barely escaped the Broncos team last week. Bills have showed no signs of slowing down. The defense is constantly getting better, and hopefully Milano's back for the playoffs. I still think that they're the best team in the AFC.
What does Lamar choking in the playoffs have to do with what is the best team right now?
I mean, it doesn't. You're right that maybe is not the best point, but still, I'm not a Ravens guy. I think Lamar's absolutely terrible. So,
yeah, we'll move on. Yeah, we'll move. Yeah, we'll just we'll keep it going. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, Ja'Marr Chase had a monster game against the Ravens. Do you guys think he's the best wide receiver in the league right now?
Nah, Justin Jefferson still exists.
I believe.
You know what?
Yeah.
I actually think Ja'Marr Chase.
1A, 1B, I think.
I think Ja'Marr Chase is 2 or 3 for me. I think Justin Jefferson's clearly number 1. What I will say is Tyreek Hill is a little bit overrated, although he is dealing with the wrist. If you look at him, especially last year in Miami, especially in the second half of the year, the hands weren't really there. The route running wasn't really there. I mean, he burns some with your speed, no doubt about it. But, I mean, he just hasn't been very polished. He hasn't been able to get open without Tua being healthy. And, yeah, I think the ship has sailed for him being a top 3 receiver.
Couldn't agree more with the kid up there.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. We're going to go to our Week 11 rapid-fire game picks. Kicking us off, we have the Las Vegas Raiders traveling to a dead Dolphins team. Matt?
I'm going to go with the Dolphins. Raiders suck.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Dolphins, too. I know that the offense struggled a little bit, but as I mentioned earlier, the Dolphins' offense still is legit.
Dolphins for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Dolphins. The Raiders are a mess right now. Moving on, Browns at Saints.
I'm going to go with the Browns here.
Yeah, I'm going to agree.
Yeah, agree as well.
I'm going to go with the Saints a little bit. They're hot. They're at home. I think they'll take the dub. Next up, the Colts versus another dead team, the Jets.
I'm going to take the Jets. Both teams are a little bit dead at the quarterback spot.
Yeah, Richardson starting this week. I actually like the Colts on the road this week. I think the Jets are absolutely abysmal. Their offense is just terrible. So I'll take the Colts.
Yeah, give me the Jets.
I'll take the Jets here. Moving on, Vikings, Titans.
Yeah, I'm going to go Vikings. Titans are the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a fraudulent bowl. The Vikings almost blew it to the Jags, but the Titans are just the worst ever. I'll take the Vikings, but, I mean, it's going to be closer than people think.
Taking the Vikings for sure.
Vikings again. Packers at Bears.
It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be pretty close being a divisional matchup, but I think the Packers got this one.
I don't even think it's going to be close. The Bears are just terrible. Caleb Williams is just not pro-ready. I've never been a fan of him. Love is great. I'll take the Packers big.
I hope Bears are better with new offensive coordinator, but I'm still taking the Packers.
I'm also going to go with the Packers. I think it's another talking point we can discuss later. But I think Caleb Williams is the worst QB right now in this draft class. Moving on, Jaguars Lions.
I'm not even going to answer this one. I'll pass it to Guac.
Yeah, he's passed it to me because he knows the Lions are going to mop the floor with them. Dom, throw it over to you.
Yeah, I'll just give it to Richie.
Lions, clean sweep. Here we go. Rams at Patriots.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Rams here. I think McVay has this offense on the right track.
Yeah, I'm actually going to disagree. I'm going to take the Patriots here at home. Drake May has looked unbelievable. I've been a big fan out of him ever since he started. He's looked really, really good. I know that this offense is a little bit lackluster, but the defense has still been good. I think that they'll keep it low scoring enough where the Patriots can stay in and win this game.
Yeah, I'm taking Rams for sure.
Going with the Rams here. They need to bounce back. Next up, NFC West showdown. Seattle Seahawks at San Francisco playing the Niners.
I think this is where the Niners start to come back and take the division. I'll take the Niners.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I thought it was going to be last week. Clearly it didn't happen. I think it's got to be this week.
Yeah, Niners for sure.
Roster is very good. They need to awaken in the second half of the year. Next up, Falcons Broncos.
You know what? This is a really tough one. I am going to go with the Broncos at home, though.
I'm going to go with the Broncos as well. It looked really good against a good Chiefs team. Should have won the game. Got very unlucky. But Bo Nix he's not the most talented, but he can manage a game for sure. Doesn't turn the ball over a lot. Has looked really good. I'll take the Broncos at home.
Yeah, I'm taking the Falcons, hopefully bouncing back from their loss against the Saints.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Broncos here. I think I really do like what Bo Nix has been doing in this league so far. And the Falcons are probably the most inconsistent team I've ever seen. Offense, defense, you don't know what you're going to get. One's good, one's bad. Moving on, Bengals, Chargers.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go with the Chargers here. I think that Harbaugh is going to have this run game going, and the Bengals can't stop a nosebleed.
I couldn't agree more with Matt. I mean, obviously, I think the Bengals have just a better offense on paper, but you said it right there. I think the Chargers are going to run the ball all over this pitiful Bengals defense, and they'll be able to put up enough points to outlast their offense.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Chargers as well. Their defense is very underrated.
I'm actually going to go with the Bengals here. Joe Burrow has been playing out of his mind despite that 4-6 record. This team loves to throw the ball through the air, and they're going to score a lot of points. And I don't know if that Jim Harbaugh ground and pound play style is going to keep up with this high-flying Bengals offense. Moving on, the Battle of Texans at the Dallas Cowboys.
I think it's a get-right game for the Texans and that offense. I'll take the Texans.
Start Trey Lance, Dallas. I beg you. You're not going to go anywhere with Cooper Rush. May as well at least give the kid who's never really had a real chance in the NFL a chance in Dallas to do something. The Texans are going to mop the floor with the Cowboys this week.
Yeah, Texans for sure.
Texans. All right, moving on. We have our games of the week. First one, we have an NFC East showdown. The Washington Commanders going to Philly to play this Eagles team.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Eagles here. I think as that offensive line gets a lot healthier, the secondary continues to develop with Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell, both making significant impacts in their rookie year. I think that as those pieces continue to grow, as Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown get healthy, the Eagles are going to continue to grow into arguably the second best team in the NFC. I think they're going to take ownership of the division on Thursday night. So I'm going to go with the Eagles here.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go against Matt here. I'm going to take the Commanders in a get-right game off of a very great game against the Steelers. We've seen this Commanders team. They can play both games. They can play the shootout game, and they can play the lower-scoring dogfight game. And I want to give this Commanders defense credit. I mean, on paper, definitely not the most talented roster by any means, but they've had some really good games where they've held some decent teams to lower point totals. And I think that, again, Jaden Daniels has been absolutely spectacular. I think this Commanders team really has looked good, and they just played the best defense in the NFL and kept it in a one-possession game in the Steelers. I'm still not high on this Eagles team. I get Jalen Hurts has been a lot better in the second half. I'll give him his credit where credit's due. The defense also looked better. But I like this Commanders team too much. I'll take them on the road.
Yeah, I'm actually taking the Eagles. I think they can beat them by even double digits. Jalen Hurts has been balling, and Commanders secondary has looked absolutely terrible. And with Marshawn Lattimore out again, I think that they honestly destroy them.
That is certainly hot there. I'm going to go with the Eagles. This team seems like it's finally clicking, finding its stride, and they just beat up on a not great, but a divisional opponent on the road. And I think that this team is legit, and I think this team is a team to pose the biggest threat to the Lions. Moving on, one of the biggest matchups between me and Dom all year. Baltimore Ravens going to Pittsburgh playing the Steelers.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Ravens here. I think it's going to be a hell of a matchup, to say the least. I think the guy to highlight here is Patrick Queen. Stopping the run for the Ravens. Obviously, we know the key to that game is Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson on the ground. Patrick Queen's been incredibly underwhelming to start this year. He had a great game last week against the Commanders. If he replicates that type of performance, I think that the Steelers are going to win this game, but I just don't see him playing on that type of level once again. So I'm going to go with the Ravens on the road.
Yeah, first time ever doing this on the show. I'm going to just say absolutely nothing, and before he even talks, I'm just going to say I'm going to agree with Dom.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, you guys already know who I'm going with. I think Patrick Queen is a big factor for sure, and I think he comes out hot. I think he comes out pissed off, and Alex Highsmith being out is for sure a killer. But Preston Smith did have a couple tackle for losses last game, and Nick Herbig fully healthy, so he is back in the lineup. So I don't really think that this linebacker room takes a massive hit. And I think as long as they shut down the run, they should be doing pretty well against the Ravens.
Yeah, but you have to remember against Lamar Jackson, he can throw the ball now. And he's been throwing the ball like 4 touchdowns in the last game, 5 a couple weeks ago. He's been doing it all, and he's the MVP right now. He's the MVP, Week 11. I am going to go with the Steelers. AFC North. It's always a split. It's always the home team usually finds their way to win. This game is going to be so close, and you can't list out all the players on both sides. This game is going to be decided by a last-second field goal. Whoever has the ball last is going to win the game. At home, I'll take the Steelers. Fortunately, it pains me to do that. But moving on, we have a huge AFC matchup. The undefeated Chiefs traveling to Buffalo to play the Bills.
Yeah, I think this Buffalo Bills team is really finding its stride at the right time. Christian Benford, Rasul Douglas, Teron Johnson, all 3 of them healthy. They're arguably the best cornerback trio in the entire NFL when they're all on the football field. I think it's a very favorable matchup for the Bills. We've seen Joe Brady kind of start to cook with Josh Allen in this offense. Potentially Amari Cooper is going to be in the lineup again. That's a little bit questionable as of right now, but I think either way, the way this Bills defense is shaping up as they're recovering a little bit from that Matt Milano loss in the offseason, the linebacker room is continuing to acclimate to this upgraded responsibility. The secondary is healthy. I think the Bills are going to take this one at home.
Yeah, I would think that most of us are going to be on the same page about this matchup. Matt, I'm going to agree with you, but I want to take it a step further. I know the Chiefs are an undefeated football team. I really think that the Bills win by double digits in this game. I'm no disrespect to the Broncos in any way. Like, they are an okay football team. They're not a great football team at all. And the Bills have just looked absolutely unreal. And no matter what receivers are healthy or not, I mean, I know Amari Cooper going into the game is questionable. Donkey Kate suffered a knee injury last week, so we don't know specifically what pass catchers are going to be on the field for Josh Allen. But I really don't think it matters at all. I think he's still going to find a way, and I really think that the Bills are going to win by double digits. I'll take them big at home.
I think this game can really go either way. I'm going to lean more towards the Chiefs because I do not think Kincaid is going to play, and Amari Cooper is still uncertain if he is going to play or not. But yeah, this Chiefs defense has been playing great, and without those weapons, I feel it's going to be a little bit harder to move the ball for the Bills. So I'm going to take the Chiefs.
Yeah, this game again is going to come down to who has the ball last. Chiefs have not beaten a team by more than 14 points, 12 points actually, the entire year. It was the Saints. You only won. They've been in these close game battles and blocked field goal at the end of regulation last week. The luck's got to end eventually. I think the Bills are the team to beat the Chiefs, so I think that they'll get it done. I think that this win streak ends. I think it all ends, and I think the Bills will take it home. All right, that's all of our game picks for the week. Next up, we're going to talk about our as a group, the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL right now, 2024. So kicking us off.
Yeah, so
number one,
I think should be obvious. It's Lamar Jackson.
Yeah,
number one.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's leading the NFL in yards per attempt, passer rating, QBR, touchdown interception ratio. I mean, he's by far the guy. If you disagree, I don't really know what to tell you. You're just wrong.
I think Mahomes has to be number 2, 100%.
No.
So is this based off of this year exclusively, or is this just kind of
who would you rather have?
I would say Josh Allen or Burrow.
I was just about to say definitely not Patrick
playing
Mahomes.
Better for sure.
I'd even take Jaden Daniels over him right now. His
If we're
numbers are
looking
better.
solely at the QB, Josh Allen and Burrow are for sure playing better, and probably a couple more.
If we're looking at just the quarterback play, I could make a very real argument that Patrick Mahomes isn't even a top 10 quarterback this year, and I think it would be hard to refute that. But if we're talking about, like, who do we want for the rest of this year, including the playoffs, so yeah, I mean, I guess that's my question. Are we talking about who we would want for the rest of this year, including the playoffs, or just throughout this year so far?
Throughout the year so far.
Okay, so then throughout the year so far, I think Lamar Jackson has to be one.
Mm-hmm.
I think Joe Burrow has to be number 2 with the way that he's played. And then I think Josh Allen's pretty safely in at number 3. And then I'll kick it to Guac for number 4.
Yeah. And then I think this is where Jaden Daniels fits in. I mean,
I agree,
he's
Daniel.
He's top 5 in almost every passing stat so far. He's brought a Commanders team up from the dead. I mean, on paper they did not look like a good football team, and he's turned the season around. I mean, also credit to head coach Dan Quinn. He's probably going to win Coach of the Year. If I had to guess right now, if the Commanders keep on a playoff track, he's been absolutely unreal. So I 100% agree with the top 3 so far. As much as I like to joke about hating Lamar Jackson, he's a very good quarterback. I'm not a Ravens fan. I never will be. I love to hate on him, but I 100% think he should be 1. I love the other 2 right behind him. I think Daniels fits right in at that 4 spot right now.
Yeah, I mean, with 5, I think it could be Jalen Hurts.
No.
I think he has been playing really good recently. I mean, maybe Justin Herbert.
I think Justin Herbert's the guy. 11 to 1 touchdown.
I think 5.
I can go for Herbert.
Incredibly efficient, fitting in perfectly with that Harbaugh offense. I think Justin Herbert's number 5. And then I think number 6 has to be some sort of combination. You guys can argue with me, to disagree with me, whatever. I think the next handful has to be a combination of Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff, even though he had a really rough game last week. I still think he has to be up there. Kyler Murray has to be up there as well. And then I think Sam Darnold needs to be up there as well, even though he's been falling off.
So you're just not even going to list the guy who I think is number 5, and I think that's Baker. 24 to 9, touchdown interception ratio. He's gone through. I mean, his wide receiver core is absolutely decimated. The kid's unreal. He's been making plays all year. Statistically, one of his best seasons of his career. He's top 7 or 8 in almost every passing category this year. Great. I believe.
Did I not say Baker?
No, you did not.
Oh, okay. Well, I meant so then.
I don't think Baker's 5. but I think
I
he's
think Baker's
top 10.
5. I think he's in the argument for 6 or 7 for sure.
I would
Right.
put him. I'd agree to put him at 6, right behind Herbert. Then, but I think that's the lowest I'd go on Baker this year.
I have 7 for Baker. I have
Who do you have at 6 then?
I have Goff at 6. I mean, he just threw 5 picks, but I think Goff is still 6.
Again, I don't want to bring him down because of how good his
back-
team is, but Baker's also dealt with so many injuries in his offense. He also has no rushing attack at all on that team, and he's just been able to do. I mean, not more, but he's had.
I could get behind that. I could go Baker 6.
If you're looking
Goff
at
7.
Jared Goff's interceptions, though, I would say 3 out of the 5 weren't his fault. Two of them were tipped. One of them was a Hail Mary.
Again,
Yeah.
I do agree. Like, I understand what Glock is saying with, I get it. He shouldn't be penalized because he's in a good situation. But when we evaluate the quarterback play, we need to recognize that he has the best offensive line in the NFL. He has arguably the best group of weapons in the NFL, if we're talking about his running back room included. And he has arguably the best play caller in the NFL, in Ben Johnson. So, I mean, he's definitely up there. He's been great this year. But I think what Baker is doing, I wouldn't say it's more with less, but it's around even with less. So I think the advantage should go to Baker there. Baker being 6 and Goff being 7.
Yeah, Baker's tied in the league for the most passing touchdowns with Lamar and Burrow. So he's top 3 in passing touchdowns. He's leading the league actually in completion percentage this year. So I don't get how. I think 6 is a good spot, and then I'd put Goff right behind him. I'd agree with that.
Yeah, and then I would almost.
Hurts.
I would like to say again.
Hurts.
I think Hurts and Kyler should be the next 2 that are off the board at 8 and 9.
Then like a Kyler.
That's kind of interchangeable.
Like a
I would be good with either. And then I think to round it out, you probably have to go with. I think Sam Darnold might be sneaking in there. I mean, he's really had a great beginning to this year. He's top 10 in the majority of the passing categories, and see, this is where it gets very difficult.
Yeah. So first of all, I'll talk about who I think should be number 10 actually in a second. I think that Kyler should be over Hurts because if you look at Jalen Hurts' season, it's really 2 completely different seasons at the beginning of the year. It was the Jalen Hurts that we saw kind of at the end of last year, heavy turnovers, making rough decisions, didn't look great. And then, the last couple of weeks he's looked awesome. It's very hot and cold with him. Kyler's been a little bit more consistent, I'd say, from game to game. So just because of that, I personally would have Kyler at 8. I'd slide Hurts in at 9. But actually, at number 10, a guy that I kind of hated on last year, I know Dom's a big fan. I mean, Kirk Cousins, I think is going to slide into the 10th spot. I mean, I'm not a Sam Darnold guy. I think the Vikings are frauds. I mean, Kirk's having a very solid year for sure. I mean, 68% completion percentage, 17-8 touchdown to interception ratio. Maybe the picks are a little bit high. I can understand that. But he's also he's done a good job coming off the Achilles tear. Most of his picks were in those first 2 games. He's trying to get comfortable in the new Atlanta situation. But I think he's done a great job down there.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue with that. I think Kirk is definitely up there. Again, I'm going to, like the guy I listed at the beginning, I think Darnold should be up there. I can't really imagine anybody else who would sneak in there. You know what? I actually might propose something, and you guys let me know how you feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should list the Steelers quarterback duo. I think with the way that Justin Fields played in the beginning of the year, 10 touchdowns total to 1 interception, I think he was absolutely fantastic. And then how Russell Wilson has stepped in the last 3 games and played, it's absolutely out of this world. So I think
I would say they're top 10. I would say they're 10.
I'd agree. I'd actually agree. I would 100% put them in at 10.
I was going to say Russ. I was going to
that.
say Russ, but, I didn't want everybody to come after me. So, I don't mind the duo.
I think as a duo, I mean, if you're looking at the overall body of work, I mean, obviously it's going to be Russ from now, but I think it's too early to give Russ any sort of recognition like that. And then obviously Fields did not play enough for that, so why not give it to both?
Yeah.
I think that's great. All right, so our Joe's Nose panel, top 10 quarterbacks as of week 11. Number 1, Lamar Jackson. Number 2, Joe Burrow. Number 3, Josh Allen. Number 4, Jaden Daniels. Number 5, Justin Herbert. Number 6, Baker Mayfield. 7, Jared Goff. 8, Kyler Murray. 9, Jalen Hurts. And 10, Russell Wilson / Justin Fields. So I think
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
beautiful. That's great. I think it's great.
Yeah.
All right, and that is going to end our Week 11 episode. Thank you again all for watching. Be sure to check out Matt's TikToks, Freed's Locks, for some fun stuff. And on behalf of Matt Freedman, Giacomo Imperiali, Dom Rubifita, and myself, Richie Zangara, thanks for watching.